Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Randy Lindsay. I'm host of today's live presentation from MT4Professional. Want to get a quick sound check, make sure you can hear me. We'll get started. If you use the chat control panel, just give me a quick check back to let me know that you can hear me and you can see my screen. All I need is a few replies and I'll be glad to get going. Sim. I'll assume that means yes. Okay. Yes. All right. Thank you very much. All right, today's presentation, we're going to talk about a live market scanner, specifically for MT4, but it's for MT4 or MT5. And we'll talk about the need for one, what you'd be using one for, and where you'd find one. I want to talk a little bit about us, who we are. MT4Professional consists of me, Randy Lindsay. I'm your trade coach, operations director. Claudio, he's our product development manager, and he's also a technology guru, and he's the brains behind the software. If you have any questions about this, both of us are in the webinar today, so please ask your questions or comments, and we'll be more than glad to answer them in the order that they're received. Like I said, today's agenda, we're going to be talking about a market scanner. We're going to be talking about MT4Professional. I'll be demonstrating for you exactly what the scanner does and how MT4Professional helps you be able to see these trade opportunities based upon your own information. I'll make you a very special offer, of course, because you're part of today's webinar, and I will answer all of your questions as we proceed through the webinar. So what is a market scanner and what is MT4Professional? Well, let's start off with the basics, okay? So do you really think that all of the symbols that you would be looking at, the 50 different Forex pairs, the 20 CFDs, the 9 different time frames, that comes up to 630 different combinations. Do you think that you have the ability to check 630 different pairs using those specific criteria and your own rules to check for a trade? All right, most people can't do that. You could be a Superman, but I bet even Superman couldn't go through all 630 combinations all the time with every trading rule. Well, a scanner should be able to. So today, if you're trading with different instruments, it's a must because you have to be diversified. If you're only trading one instrument, then you're very focused and you're putting all your eggs in one basket. You want to diversify. You want to spread out your eggs and put your feelers out in multiple markets. That's going to help you to be more profitable. And it's going to help you to have a fully diversified portfolio. So this way, a solution, the perfect solution would be a market scanner, something that scans all of the instruments, looking for trade opportunities that you normally would have missed. All right, so what is a market scanner? Well, a market scanner in general, it's an automated tool that allows you to scan the entire market universe at a single glance for any symbols or time frames using your own custom rules based on standard or custom indicators that you use all the time. So it's not a signal provider, but it's more of a tool that allows you to analyze all the strategies that you want using the indicators you're already used to using. One simple example that I'll go through right here is the cross of two moving averages. The image on the right shows an hourly and a 1 minute chart of a lot of different symbols giving you a red and green output. Okay, so for every symbol and time frame selected, the bullish cross green or bearish cross red will be displayed for a 15 and a 30-minute moving average. So we're looking for the cross of two moving averages to determine whether the box will be colored red or will it be colored green. Obviously, the bullish cross would be green and the bearish cross would be red. So analyzing this, you can very quickly see that the short-term Euro US dollar is bearish, while the longer term is bullish. And just the opposite is the pound dollar. You can see some that are both green. You can see some that are both red. So those tell you they're very strongly either bullish or bearish. The idea behind using this is that through backtesting, you can very easily see the criteria that you need in order to make a profitable trade strategy based upon the time frames and the setups that you have on this. So that's basically what a market scanner does for you. It'll very quickly go through all the symbols you're interested in and tell you the bullish or bearish nature of that setup. So why different time frames? What are multiple time frames and what is multiple time frame technical analysis? So did you know that if you trade using multiple time frames, you have a higher probability of a profitable trade? This is due to correlation. It's just one of the advantages of using multiple time frame analysis. Look at the chart over here on the right. You can see the longer time frame chart is in an uptrend, has two correction cycles. And if you're trading the shorter time frame periods, you can see they are very noisy, in and out and in and out all the time. But if you're trading in the direction of the longer term trend, you can see that most of the trades that were long ended up giving you greater profits. So you had a higher probability of ending in a profitable trade if you traded in the direction of the longer term trend. The corrections on the faster time frames were short-lived. And so if you ever tried to trade short against the longer term trend, then you need to keep your profit targets short. Otherwise, if you're trying to let it run, you're going to give up all of your profits and you probably will end up with a losing trade. So the idea is to trade in line or harmony with the longer term trend. So by checking multiple time frames before you start the trade, your trades will be in harmony and will result in a higher probability, lower risk trade. So if you had a market scanner that could search for all of your setups based on your own rules and verify that with multiple time frame analysis, it would be an extremely valuable tool. The problem we ran into, MT4, MT5 didn't have any scanners. We looked, we couldn't find any. Well, we found a few. The ones we did find were very complex to configure, which meant you had to be a programmer in order to do it. It was unstable. Might have been a single tool that was not well integrated with the entire system. A lot of times they were incompatible with a lot of the indicators, probably most of the common ones that you use every day. And of course, there were always lots of other issues. So what was our solution? We decided to create MT4Professional ourselves for our own daily trading. We couldn't find anything that satisfied the requirements we were looking for. We knew what we wanted, so we made it using our own strategies. So when you find a good setup, MT4Professional always allows you to enhance your technical analysis. It enables you to integrate multiple time frame analysis, which really isn't that easy to do on either MT4 or MT5. Try it sometime. Try to see specific alignment of multiple time frames on your platform. It's not easy. It can be done, of course. It's just not easy. But MT4Professional makes it easy. So stay tuned and we'll learn a lot more. So first poll, Claudio, if you could launch the first poll. How can the market scanner best benefit you? Less risk of missing trades, less time wasted searching for trade setups, better chance of finding high probability trades. I don't know. Well, I'm going to be checking number 3. That's just my own personal preference. But please select the one that most interests you. And when Claudio collects enough responses, then he'll close the poll and display the results so we can see how most of the people in our audience today fared. And there we go. Better chance for finding high probability trades. 63% of the audience voted for that. Just because you voted for one of the other ones doesn't mean it's right or wrong. What we're doing is we're looking at and polling because you might already be there, but you're just trying to figure out how to waste less time searching for these trades. A lot of people, majority of people, are sitting there trying to find a better chance of finding the high probability trade. So if you're already doing that, well, maybe you want to put in less risk or you want to put in less time wasted. So it's good to know that. So let's go right into a live demonstration then. So let me pull up MT4 platform. Let me make it full screen so you can see the full thing. Notice when I expand my screen or if I go into mode F11, you'll see MT4 Professional, which is what we have displayed here, go full screen. Now notice that it automatically resized all of the windows to take up 100% of my screen space. And if I go back to an F11 again, notice how quickly all the windows rescale back down again. I mean, that's a little thing, but the little thing, all the little things that come up save you time and help you to make better use of your space. Because if you're used to standard MT4 and you tried to do what I just did, it would probably take you maybe a full minute or more of time resizing your windows and selecting everything. Another nice feature is that on the scanner list that we showed you earlier, these are all the symbols that we're integrating in with the system. You can see that I've got a 15-minute, a 30-minute, and an hourly chart lined up on the charts. If I click on any symbol on this list, say the pound dollar, for example, notice that every symbol, okay, changed to the pound dollar. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with MT4 or 5, but you have to select from your market watch a symbol and drag and drop it onto every chart you have open if you want to see the symbol displayed on that chart. This is a real good time saver as well. Not only is it sitting here scanning for trade setups based upon your criteria, it just gives you really simple interface tools that you can use all the time. And remember we talked about multiple time frame analysis? See the little crosshair that you see? This crosshair integrates with not only time, but price. So it allows you to look at time and price on multiple time frames to see where they are integrated. So if I see a break of price over my exponential moving average right here, then I can see that at this price and this time, I see exactly where it is on my 30-minute chart. I also see exactly where it is on my 60-minute chart. So you can see exactly the exact same price, the exact same time alignment. So you can see where that occurs. So you can see this is the optimal place to look for entering this trade as it's crossing back over, because all three of your time frames are starting to cross over, close bullish, and give you good trade setups. The potential trade for this ended up being well over 50 pips on that trade. 50 pips, 500 bucks in your pocket just by following simple rules and instructions. Okay. That's the idea behind the setups, the multiple time frames, trading in line with the longer term trends. So, and MT4 Professional helps you to see that, and it makes it easy. It makes it simple. Okay, good. I'll show you a lot more of the other features of MT4 Professional. Of course, any specific window that you've got, you set it up to a time frame. You can, at one point, change it to any point. You can make it full screen. You can do the normal things that you would do in MT4 that you normally would. When you reselect that configuration, it always will come back to your base setup. So the way MT4 Professional is configured is through what we call configuration files. These configurations allow you to define how your charts look, what templates they're going to be loaded with, and the scanner rules that you're going to use and the indicators that you'll use to scan through and analyze these setups. So by selecting the configuration, you have a choice of picking preset configurations. These are configurations which are already The rules and the charts set up are already loaded for you as examples to see. I'm currently looking at the EMA and price, which is showing on the charts here, and I'll give you a very quick example. A 15-period exponential moving average interacting with price. Whenever price closes below this average, it will change the color of the scanner for that time frame red. If it closes above, then it will change the color of the scanner to green. It's a simple rule. So if you look at the indicators, you can see that I have the moving average on the chart and it's looking at price comparisons. So the scanner will be looking at the current price relative to that moving average. This moving average is set up as a 15-period exponential moving average. So now let's go into the configurator and look at the specific configuration that we're doing. Click the edit button. The chart layout is defined by the big icon you see here on the right, and the scanner and symbol list is defined here by the scanner panel. If I want to look at the chart layout, just simply click on this area right here and it shows you I have 3 charts, 1, 2, 3, 15-minute, a 30-minute, and an hourly. By using the simple pull-down menus, you can see all of the time frames that are available to you displayed on the chart. If you have MT5, then all the additional time frames you have access to will also be displayed right here in this drop-down list. You also have an area to select a template. Now the area of the screen here can be resized, so if you can see my little mouse, you can see that I can scroll the window and make it bigger or smaller any way that I want it to. I can do the same thing for the other windows. So I can make all of these the same size or not. If I wanted to add an additional window, notice that the window added here. And if I wanted to tile them, now I can tile them all so that now I have 4 windows, a 15, 30, 60, and this is the new one. So what I want to do now is make that a 5 and make that a 15. So now I've got 4 time frames equally distributed on the chart to help me to do my analysis. I don't really want that one. I'll take this M5, make it back to my M15, and I'll drop this down so that it's full screen. There, I'm ready to go. If you are creating a brand new configuration, then here's a simple start button. If you want to trash that and use something else that you really like, then you can always use the other configuration. By clicking on this, it'll automatically take you back to your preset or panel that shows you all the different configurations that you have created. Okay. On the left-hand side is your scanner panel, and from here you can click your symbol list. This is where you define the instruments you're going to be searching for. Over here on the left are all of the instruments that are available to you. Over here on the right are the ones you have selected and created a list from. Here you can see these are most of the major pairs using most of the highest volume pairs that are traded on the exchange. If I were only looking specifically for US dollar pairs, then you can see all of the pairs that have the symbol USD in them will be displayed, and then I can just pick and select the ones that I like and then add them to the list by clicking the right arrow button. If there are some on the list you don't like, just simply click the X to remove them. They'll automatically be added back to the list over here on your left. Once you have this completed, then just simply click OK, and it will automatically be updated on this list, but it won't be saved until you click the Save button. If you make any changes to the chart layout or to the scanner list at all, then you have to select the Save button in order to save the updates. That way it'll save it to your computer and it will also save and update it in the cloud. All of the changes made on MT4Professional are backed up in the cloud. And so they're 100% available to you anytime, any place. You don't have to worry about it. It's always going to be there for you. So even if you go over to another computer and you didn't bring anything with you, you can log into MT4Professional and all of your configuration files will be automatically downloaded from the cloud as you select them, of course. Now let's move on to the scanner. The scanner is probably the meat of the program. The scanner is the tool that goes through and looks at the rule sets you've defined to define the colors of the cells. Now, each cell color can be multiple colors based upon the rules that you give it. And each one of these color rules can be defined for multiple time frames. So in this case, we're using a 15 period, a 30 period, and down here an hourly setup. If I had more, all I have to do is just click on the plus sign and it'll add another box that allows me to set up my time frame, period, color rules, any indicators, or a different name for the period if you want to give it a different name. The size of the window will be automatic unless you select a size if you want it to be small, medium, or large. It's usually best to leave it automatic, otherwise you can select a size that you like. And if you want to be notified in real time when this rule is executed or satisfied, then select this and enter your phone number on the MT4Professional members area, and it will automatically send you an SMS message when the criteria is met for this trade. Now, this one specific trade, the color rule is called main CR, main color rule. It's just the name I gave it. You can give it any name that you like. If you select the pull-down menu, you can see it's the only rule that's defined for this time frame. If you select the little pencil, that's the edit button. It allows you to edit the criteria you would use for the scan. Here, the 15-minute scan goes through and compares price with the 15-period exponential moving average. If price is greater than the 15 period, it's going to set the color code for that cell to be green. If that isn't satisfied, that's where the OR operator is. This condition, or this condition, or this condition, or this condition. So it's going to find the first condition that's satisfied, and if it becomes true, then that's the color the cell will become set to. So the first condition will be green if price is greater than the 15 period. If price is less than, it's going to be red. Simple. It's just straightforward. If it's exactly equal, that means if it's not less than and it's not greater than, then it probably will be colored yellow. That's the default color if no other conditions are met. Okay. How do I find the price and the indicator that I want to use? Well, just the plus sign right here gives you the condition to compare for the first item. So click the plus sign and allows you to select any indicator or any constant value that you are looking for from your indicator list. So by choosing an indicator, you can select any of the standard indicators that are already available on MT4 or MT5. So by selecting this, you can see, okay, these are all the indicators that come standard with MT4 or MT5. And then you can select which one. I selected the moving average, or you can select price, any one of those. Setup, I think it's under the, here it is right here, price. Okay, and so you're looking at the current price, the open, the close, the high, or the low. So you can find which one of these that you're specifically looking for. If you want the current price, then it will always trigger when the price gets over that value. But if you want to wait until the price closes to validate the break and the strength of the move greater than your value or the indicator you're looking for, you want to probably use the close price. The price is up to you. You can do that. Once you select that, then you click on use this indicator and it will automatically pull up and load it in there for you. If you have another indicator that isn't found on the standard list, that is if you're using custom indicators you've written yourself or that you've purchased from a third-party vendor, this is where you would select, you'd pick from your computer, and then you can see, you go to the list of all of the indicators that are loaded on your platform, and here's a whole list of all of my custom indicators that I've developed. So you go through and find the one that applies to you and select it, and once you find it, then you set it up so that it interfaces with the system. It's very straightforward and easy to use. And I'll use one example here. I think it was this one. I think I'll pull it up later. It gives you the indicator line to use, and what this is the output of the data line for that indicator. So if the indicator has one output, then you use the first output line. If the indicator has two outputs, then it'll have two lines. The first one will be the first indicator shown, and the second one will be the second one shown. You say, Randy, what are you talking about? Well, if you go back to MT4 and you click on the data window, this data window here opens up and shows you the information. So if I were to close these down so that they're out of the way, then you can see the indicators that are displayed are shown right here. So if I were to go over to this particular chart, you can see I have one moving average, one 15-period moving average that's displayed. The current location is 1.36945, and that's this point right here. Okay. If I were to click on that, there you go, 1.37. That's a 3736. Let me see right there. Yep, 37362. Depends on where my mouse is. So it'll, as I move it, it goes up and down. So that's the idea behind it. This single indicator is line 1. If I have an indicator that has multiple outputs, say that the second line was part of it, this would be line 1, this would be line 2. Very straightforward, very simple, and easy to understand. So let me move this so that maybe we can see that. So I set this up so that I'm specifically looking at price, which is this current price, the close of that current price bar. I want it to be greater than that 15-period exponential moving average. So say I wanted to look at that setup, that's exactly what it's doing. It's a 15-period, and if I wanted to change this, it would be changed. If I was looking at a 20 or a 30, well, I can just simply change the value, change whether it's exponential or simple or weighted or smoothed, and whether it's done on the close of price or whatever value I select to choose. I can even shift the output so that it's looking at previous values or if it's delaying values. So it'll shift it for you if you're looking for this. Sometimes you get erroneous data if you don't really know where your shift occurs. So I'd recommend you always use this value as 1 to maintain the consistency. All right. So just always use a 1 to get the output from the previous bar close. That's the item. Because if you use 0, it'll constantly be changing based upon the current position of the price. But it's just right there. If you have any issues or problems integrating or using your own indicators, then if you click this button, then you can schedule for time and you can ask MT4Professional to help you in configuring your specific indicator with the system. It's really integrated nicely and enables you to one-click contact us to help you out. So notice that if I wanted to add one more condition, that the indicators that I have previously loaded from the other charts automatically are available on a pull-down menu to allow me to just very quickly select the conditions, any of the operator parameters that I'm looking for, and then any other conditions that I might want to set up. Now, if I don't want to use a MA15 or price, then I have to click the plus sign in order to add the additional indicator that I want to check. If I say, oh, I guess I don't really need this, then just simply hit the X button. It goes away, no harm, no foul, and you're all done. Once you have everything set up and done the way you like it, make sure that you give it a name. It can be any name that you like, and then click the OK button. Once you've done that and everything on this page is the way you like it for all the time frames that you have it done for, say you want to do it for one more. So let's go ahead and add one more chart here. Let's do it on a 4-hour. And in this case, the color roll is the only one that's there. So we select it and we're ready to go. So now we have a 4th time frame we can do analysis on. It's that simple. is to add or to even remove timeframes and setups just with 1-2 clicks and you're done. Simple. Once you've done these changes and you've given it a price, you even have an area to give it some configuration examples and descriptions so that when you click on it, you know exactly what you're getting. Click the Save button to save. The check mark verifies that it's been saved and uploaded to the cloud and to your computer. If you're tired of it and you don't want to use it anymore, or if it's giving you problems, just click the Delete button. It'll verify whether you want to delete it or not, and then it'll remove it from your desktop. It'll also remove it from the cloud. Okay. So that's all what you get from the Edit button. Now, once you've edited it and changed things, what's displayed on the screen is still the old previous version. So you have to click the Load button in order to load it and to get it running on your screen again. Go ahead and close this data window. Notice all the screens lined up. Boy, it's just sweet. And so what this is doing is telling me the euro, the pound are all in bullish mode. The Aussie, the New Zealand, the Swiss, CAD Swiss, and so forth. The bearish ones, the euro pound, the euro CAD, the dollar CAD Swiss, and yen. So those are values that you're looking for to see. Here you can see, yep, it's bullish. The close is greater than the EMA, greater than 3, 3, and 3. The CAD, less, less, less. See? So it's very simple to do analysis and to check these charts for the setups that you're looking for, and the scanner shows you that in an instant. You can not only see one instrument, but you can see 25 instruments across 3 different time frames. That's 75 different calculations all done in a flash. It just couldn't get any better than that. Some other things I want to show you real quick. If you go to the members area, if you become a subscriber and you go to the members area, then you automatically get access to the real-time scanner. So by signing in, once you sign up, then you are logged in automatically to the MT4Professional users menu and users area. This is where you download your software, any of the blue links. So here's the MT5 version. Here's the MT4 version. You have full access to all of those to the full version 3.0 of MT4Professional. Okay, this is found in your home screen. We also have a really nice onboarding process to allow you to go through, select these things, join our Skype group, and visit our documentation center. If you do have any questions on getting started or integrating with your particular setup, then all of our configurations, getting started rules and videos, and scanner rules specifics are all listed here in the solutions and knowledge base area. And if you have any specific questions that you want to submit, then this is where you create new support tickets or check on the current status of tickets that you've already submitted for questions. And that could be found under this link here as well. All right, here under the MT4Professional system, this is where you can check on your real-time scanner. Notice the menu items on the top here, the real-time scanner, the snapshots, account licenses. These are all management areas that allows you to see it. But notice here that this scanner and this setup can be interacted with from any mobile device. Now, this is on my computer, and this is where it normally will run. But if you're on a mobile device like your phone or your iPad or a laptop, and you want to monitor what's going on here on your computer, this is where you go, real-time scanner. This is automatically going to scan your MT4 account for these setups. So this setup right here, I'm going to go ahead and drop down menu. This is the only one I have running right now. I select that and it automatically pulls up for you the same symbol list and scanner configuration that I've got right now. Any updates you can see will live update from the chart directly on your mobile device. If you click on a symbol, I want to click back on the pound US dollar, clicked on the symbol, and it automatically changes to the pound dollar on my computer, and it will generate a snapshot and display it over here on the right, showing me what the current chart configuration is. So if I decide to go and get a coffee in the middle of the afternoon because I was bored, this right here is invaluable because it gives you a very quick snapshot and a current live setup of all of your configurations. So you never miss the trades. You can take it with you anywhere and anytime. And if you get an update, an SMS message, it'll automatically show up right here. I'm sorry, right here under the settings. This will give you the notifications. It will send you a general notification, or it'll give you a specific notification that, hey, on the Aussie Swiss 1 minute time frame, you've got an example set up here. You got something that did an SMA cross. All right. So this is the perfect place and location to do that. Once you get one of those signals, one of those messages, you just pull up your real-time scanner, see what the condition is, click on the instrument that you are interested in, and it will show you that setup and whether it's all ready to, for you to take a trade on or not. Easy, easy, easy. Now, if you have a specific snapshot, if you've utilized the tools within here, you can see that within MT4Professional itself, there's a small snapshot button. It allows you to take a picture of the images that you have displayed on the chart, and it automatically saves it to the cloud. And that cloud is automatically accessed through your members area right here under snapshots. So you can go under snapshots. They're all broken down into tags, which can be easily categorized. And then on the right, you can search for all of the different images that you've got. For example, I only want to look for any of my Hawkeye images. So it automatically searches for any of these setups that I've done on Hawkeye that allows me to use this setup on the thing. So I can share these images using this convenient share link here on any of my social feeds or to any of my friends that I have access to. So this is a really sweet feature that you have full access to on MT4Professional. All right, there's another poll here. As far as scanner configurations, I'd like to see what you might be interested in as far as a scanner configuration setup. Now, remember I told you there were quite a few other configurations we could look at. There's the Navigator, there's an EMA and price, there's a MACD and signal, there's an RSI, but there might be one you are specifically interested in. So if we could get, there it is right there. So which scanner are you most interested in? And I'll be glad to go through it in detail and show you exactly how it was set up and how it's implemented on the charts. So the EMA and price, the MACD and signal, the alligator, the moving average crossover, or any other one. I think the moving average is probably the most requested one, although if you select any of the other ones, I'll be more than glad to do that. But the one with the highest ranking, I'll be more than glad to go through that. And that'll put me right at time to go through and make you a very special offer to get started with MT4Professional today. All right, well, it looks like moving average crossover is the big winner. 50% of our class want to see how to implement a signal that's generated from a moving average crossover. MACD and signal is a close second. And we've already gone through the EMA and price. I can see why that one would be low, but that one's probably the most popular, believe it or not. More people use the EMA and price strategy to generate signals to trade from that are profitable than any of these other ones combined. Just to let you know, this is a very popular strategy that we've got, and it's absolutely free to you with your subscription to MT4Professional. But let's look at the moving average cross. So do I have one already done up here? Let me see here. I don't. MACD. There it is. This is a simple moving average cross. So let me load it first to show you what the charts look like. So this looks currently like 4 different charts, 4 different time frames, right? So let me click on that and set it up. So I've got a 5-minute, 15-minute, hour, and 4-hour chart. On this, you can see I have 2 moving averages. The cross of the moving average is what we're specifically looking at. When this cross occurs, we want to see if it's a tradable opportunity or not. We do that using multiple time frames. So the scanner is going through and scanning, and it's looking at the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the hourly. These are all currently bullish, but the 4-hour is still bearish. You can see the bullishness is there, but the fast moving average hasn't crossed the slow moving average yet. So you can see we've got bull, 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 not quite. So let's look at the analysis to see how it's configured. Now, there are two different moving averages here, so I would have to set two different indicator settings within the scanner to do that. Okay, let me edit that. Let me show you the chart setup. You can see the way we did it before, 4 different charts. Each one I just selected the time frame that I wanted it to be. I selected a template. The template is my simple moving average of 1530. Well, it's a 15 period and a 30 period moving average setup. So it's a simple chart with those two moving averages on it. If I wanted to use another template, then all you have to do is just click the plus sign and you have access to all of the templates that are on your computer. You're not limited to just the templates that we give you. The one caveat I want to make sure that you understand is that any template that you use that works with MT4Professional needs to have the MT4Professional chart indicator loaded on the chart itself. Okay, so that's the only thing. So if it's not already on there, make sure that the MT4Professional chart indicator is loaded on the chart and saved as a template if you're going to use it in the configurator. Okay, you'll find the MT4Professional indicator over here on the indicators list. There should be an example menu here, MT4Professional, and simply by clicking the plus sign, you'll see the professional chart indicator. Drag and drop that indicator on the chart, right click, select template, and save the template. Give it a new name. Just give it something that's descriptive so you know exactly what you're talking about. That way you don't interfere with any other template setups or settings that you might have on other programs or EAs. Okay. So let me go back to my configuration, my cross, I'll edit that. Now let's go over to the color rules. Now I'm not going to worry about the symbol list because it's so easy, it's straightforward. You can pick any symbol list that you like. Let's go into the scanner and you can see that it's a simple moving average 1530 period crossover. It's the only one that I'm using, and I have 3 different colors that are displayed from that. Click the pencil to allow me to edit that setup. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at a 15 period simple moving average greater than a 30 period simple moving average. How did I set that up? Well, like I said before, if I click the plus sign, choose an indicator, I select the category. If I look at trend and then select the simple the moving average indicator, that's the one I want to use. This particular one, okay, 15 period, simple moving average. That's the one I want. I want it applied to the close of price shift of 1. This is perfect. That's exactly what I want. I already have it defined, and that's exactly how this one was defined, so I'm not going to worry about saving that one. So I'll click no. If I wanted to save that as a 20, and I think that's what I'll do on this other one here. I'll just add a 20. So click that, choose my indicator. I can pick any of these, of course, but I know that my moving average is found under the trend category. I'm going to make this a 20 period moving average. One shift, simple. We click OK. Now notice that my comparison now is a 15 greater than a 20. Well, if I still wanted it to be a 30, I still could because it's already still here on the list. I can set it up and change it anytime I want, but I've added the 20 here to check for that crossover. Okay. Straightforward. And you can see that it automatically pops up on the menus as well here. Here's the 20 I just added. And if I wanted to use it as an initial comparison, I could do that. I could look for the 20 greater than the 30. and say maybe that's the third criteria I wanted to add. Condition 3 is going to make it purple. And that purple condition is if my 15 is greater than the 20. And the fourth condition, this one's going to be cyan. And that cyan is all going to be if the 15 is, actually this one should be greater than. If I'm using regular color conventions, this one would be kind of bearish, so I'd actually want it to be less than. There you go. So now I've got it set up. If it's a strong bullish sentiment, the 15 is over the 30, it's going to be red or green. If it's a weak bullish setup, then the 15 is going to be over the 20, and it'll be purple and cyan. So you can set it up to do anything that you like. It's based on your own rules. And it's very simple to use, set up, and configure. I don't really need that. I'll get rid of it, and I'll just hit the cancel button because I didn't want to change anything anyway, because it's already good the way it is. All right, once you make your changes, have everything documented so that you know exactly what you're looking for, click the Save button, close the window, and then load it. And that will take all of the changes that you've just made, redisplay them on your charts, redisplay the color rules on your scanner, and you're back in business again. If, for example, you run into a situation where the scanner is going a little bit too fast for your computer and you happen to be on a slow computer, the settings button is right here and it allows you to set up the speed of your scanner. So right here is the scanner speed setting. You can select whether you want it to go slow, medium, or fast. Sometimes if you have it set in the fast mode and you don't have a fast enough computer for all of the computations that's going on behind the scenes, sometimes it'll miss an indicator and you'll get an error message that says cannot find indicator. Well, that's because your computer's trying to do the calculations on something faster than the data is being provided. So you have to slow things down. So slow your scanner down so that it's not trying to go faster than your computer's allowing it to go. If you have a really slow computer, you might want to go to the slow speed setting. And if you're still getting error messages on the slow speed setting, it's probably time to upgrade your computer. Just saying. All right. So any questions with regards to the moving average crossover? I mean, that was so simple. It's a really good way of checking for that. Very simple cross. You can do the same thing with the MACD. You can even integrate it with the same crossover by simply adding the criteria of a moving average cross to the criteria of your MACD signal cross. It gives you a much clearer representation of the bullishness or bearishness of the particular instrument you are looking at. All right, since I haven't gotten any questions so far, I'm assuming I'm doing a good job and that the information I'm presenting to you is clear and you understand everything I'm saying. So let's move on then. Good, thank you. I appreciate that. So I'm going to go on back to the presentation. And I'm going to go into a very special offer. But first, since we've gone through this presentation, Claudio has put up a poll and wanted to know, of the features that I showed you, which feature of MT4Professional do you particularly like the best? Was it the single-click integration of the charts or the scanner, of course, my rules, my way? Was it the Traders Network, which I didn't even show you? The Traders Network is a great way of being able to share all of your configurations with your buddies or any other trade team that you're a part of. It's a great way if you have already set up a configuration that you like using, like say, the alligator, and someone else is just getting started, send them that same configuration and within seconds, they can be up and running with the exact configuration that you've just done. That's the Traders Network. It's mobile, so I can take it with me anytime, anywhere. Is it the fact you can easily do multiple time frame technical analysis, or that's just so easy to set up and use? Which of these do you like the best of the features within For me, it's the scanner, of course. My rules, my way. As soon as a certain percentage of you, oh, there we go. The scanner, of course, look at that, 67%. Looks like Traders Network, the ease of setup. Okay, those are some last minute setups, but absolutely, the scanner is by far the most popular tool that we've done. So thank you very much for your participation on that. So let me get right to our special offer. Today, we're going to be going into some items that you're definitely seeing. We've got full featured MT4 Professional on both MT4 and MT5. Really nice value. Access to our exclusive Skype community, our inner circle, where you can interact with other traders and other people using MT4 Professional. You get unlimited configuration storage, unlimited emails and push notifications, and you get 100 SMS notifications per month, all included for the value. Pre-configured presets. There are over 20 different presets that are pre-configured for you and you have full access to. All of this comes together for about $22.95. Of course, you're not going to be paying $22.95 today. You won't be paying $22.95 for a very long time. But for a very limited amount of time, we've set that down to $194 per month. Now, $194 per month is a great value if you're looking at using this and trading this monthly, because you can see $194 per month, you can make $194 in one trade. The Euro US dollar trade I showed you earlier was $500 that you made in only a couple of hours. Now, this is for the entire month, so you can see there's a lot of value here. But we're not even going to ask you to pay that. What we're asking you is $97 a month. All right, that's 10 pips. 10 pips in one trade setup that you could have missed if you weren't using just the scanner alone. But the value of that is just unlimited. Not only do we give you the 50% off of our normal price, we give you a 14-day free trial. That's right, 14 days to try it out absolutely free, the full version. This is not a dumbed down version or anything. It's the full version of MT4 Professional on either MT4 or MT5 or both. And you get access to it 14 days completely free to see if you can use it. You can even set up your own strategies on it and actually start making money on it within the first 14 days before you ever have to pay a cent. And if you like it, just continue with the subscription at $97 per month. It's a lifetime subscription, so you don't have to worry about it going back to $194 after 30 days or 60 days. It's a full lifetime subscription, but you can cancel it anytime. If you cancel anytime before the 14 days tryout, then there will be zero charge to your credit card. However, if you wait till the 14th day and try to cancel, then you'll probably be charged $97 because it charges early in the morning. Our processors through Stripe, and they usually charge about 2 or 3 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time US, on the day of the thing. So it usually will take, it's more like a, 13-day trial. You get the full 14 days, but you got to let us know you're canceling ahead of time in order to keep from being charged. Okay. Use the link mt4professional.com/trial. And there's a link on the chat panel there to click on. It's a really easy way to get you access to the trial and to get started right now, right away. And for the next 2 weeks, you can be using MT4 Professional. You can be contacting support. You can be interfacing with everyone in the Skype community to see how well it's working for you. And if you have any questions or any support requests, you can always contact us at support@mt4professional.com or go to your members area and submit a ticket, and we will get back to you within 24 hours with an answer or with something specific. All right, so are there any other questions that I might be able to answer for you? I'll pull this back up again, and I'll be more than glad to go through these settings and these questions. Let me pull this up so you can still see the link. It's $97 a month, 14-day free trial, mt4professional.com/trial. You're welcome, Lindsay. Is there a specific chart or something that you want to look at that you had that you were curious about or you wanted to see before we head out today? I still have about 5 minutes and I'm all yours. And I'll be glad to help. Can you plot a simple moving average 15 4-hour on a 1-minute chart? Can you plot it on it? Well, let me see. Let me put a 1-minute chart. Okay, pull it back so that it comes back in. Okay, and you want indicator 15, a 15-minute. Oh, you want a 4-hour. Oh, you want to see a 4-hour simple moving average on a 1-minute chart? Oh, yeah. No, you can't actually. You need to have a higher time frame indicator, an indicator that allows you to do that. Now, the indicator can be corrected and it can be made. If you have a higher time frame indicator that allows you to do that, for example, let me see, here's one right here. This is a higher time frame indicator that allows you to put in the higher time frame that you want. So if I wanted to put in a 4-hour heat map on this chart, I can do that because the indicator was developed to do that. But if you just want to put a simple moving average on a chart within MT4, then that simple moving average needs to be corrected in order to add higher time frame abilities to it. So MT4Professional will allow you to add that to the chart, but it doesn't give you the capability of changing the indicator directly without reprogramming it. And we just don't have that capability in the platform. So no, we can't do that for you. But we can build a bridge for you if you'd like. And if you'd like for Claudio to do the work for you, he'll be more than glad to do it. It looks like a pretty straightforward request because it's already been done. I mean, I've already done it with all my code, so all the software is already available on higher time frame settings. Are there any other questions? This is a setup that's showing custom indicators. These are my Hawkeye tools that are currently loaded on a 5, 15, and 30-minute chart, showing you trend, heat map, volume, and higher time frames. So I'm looking at a 15-minute trend and volume. I'm looking at a 30-minute heat map, and I'm looking at a 30-minute trend. All right. So this one actually should be a 15-minute heat map. So I'm going to change that to be M15. So it's looking at a 15-minute time frame. So I'm looking at multiple time frames, 30-minute, 15-minute, and current 5-minute on one single chart, one time frame, and it's all listed there. So when those time frames align across all of them, it automatically signals that the correction is there. And from that correction, you can see that there is the ability to have taken, what was that, about almost 10 pips just off the initial trade setup on a 5-minute chart. So that was about half an hour ago. You can see that the cells, instead of being single color, can be set up to perform multiple colors. So you're not limited in any way of how complex the rule sets are that you're using, because on this one 5-minute cell, I can look at trend, volume, and heat map across all the time frames. And now here's the 15-minute that's looking at the same thing, trend, volume, heat map. Here, the 30-minute, all bullish. So you can see the weakness that's developing is cycling through, and you can analyze that weakness or strength to help you to make an informed trade decision. It's just a very, very ingenious way of doing analysis very quickly across tons of instruments all at the same time. And it's doing it all for you in the background. Configuration files are quite simple. You can see I have it broken down into 3 different rule sets: the trend rules, the volume rules, and the heat map rules. If I were to edit this, then you can see that I have access to all of the information. I've set up a constant. I've set up 3 different rules for my trend indicator, 3 different rules for my volume indicator, 4 different ones for the heat map because there are 4 different colors. And so I can set those up and say that if any of those trigger, and in this case, I'm specifically looking at the first trend indicator, which is the green bullish indication. If it's greater than 0, then the output's going to be green. In this case, I'm looking for the second output, which is the bearish configuration. If it triggers, which means if that indicator outputs greater than 0, then I want a bearish configuration, and so forth. If it's white, then it's a neutral or a third output of my trend indicator, and so forth. It's straightforward, it's easy to use, and you can set it up and configure it to be exactly what you like. No questions asked. And again, if you need help, we're just one click away. Ask your questions in the Skype chat room. There might be another MT4 user out there that's already gotten an answer, and he can share that configuration with you through the Traders Network. Just give him your name or your email address, and he can search for it. So if we were to go through this right now, select Edit, notice the little 3-dot icon in the bottom right. That's the share icon. You click on that and simply enter the name or email of the trader that you're looking for. It'll display a list of everyone that qualifies. You select the one that you want and click send, and it'll automatically send them the configuration file. It's that simple. Everything about MT4 Professional is simple, and it just gets better and better all the time. When we first started out, it was a lot more complex than this, but over time we've gotten things improved and simplified, and it's just getting better and better all the time. Every time there's an update put out, we notify you via the members area, the little notification tab, the announcements tab. We let you know when the new versions have been released and how to do that. You can download it now here, or it just simply links you back to the members area where you can download the most recent version that we have right now ready to download. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time and attention today. Again, you can get access to MT4 Professional right now by clicking this link, mt4professional.com/trial. You get 14 days absolutely free to try it out. Following that, you get automatically billed $97 per month if you don't cancel before the 14th day. Of course, you can set your trial today and cancel today right away. That'll give you 14 days, but you will be canceled and you'll lose access to this $97 a month price. So that when you come back later, you'll only see the $194 a month price panel. So again, if you have any questions or comments, you can always contact us at support@mt4professional.com, or you can contact us in our Skype chat support room with any of your questions or comments. You guys have a very great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next week. Take care, and bye for now.